Walk down any supermarket aisle. Palm oil is an invisible ingredient found in nearly 50% of all the packaged goods on these shelves, from chocolate bars and instant noodles to shampoo and lipstick. But supplying that massive global appetite comes at a steep environmental cost. To make room for sprawling commercial plantations, industrial crews have spent decades clearing tropical forests across Southeast Asia, burning vegetation and leaving behind hectares of scarred earth. Leveling those ecosystems destroys critical habitats. The rapid expansion of farms has displaced endangered species, turning wildlife like orangutans into global symbols of agricultural overreach. Those images of disappearing rainforests sparked widespread consumer outrage across the West. Shoppers began voting with their wallets, pressuring brands to remove the ingredient and label their products palm oil-free. Here's where the math gets complicated. Despite its reputation, palm oil yields more than a third of the world's vegetable oil, while occupying less than 10% of the land dedicated to oil crops. This chart shows the biological output of oil palm. A single hectare produces 4 to 10 times more oil than alternative crops. If we replaced it, those less efficient alternatives would require clearing millions of additional hectares of virgin land to meet the same demand. Replacing palm oil means bulldozing vast new tracts of land to plant lower-yield crops like soybeans, or dedicating massive landscapes to sunflowers. We'd need to convert several countries' worth of natural habitat into farmland to match what oil palm produces. Shifting away from palm oil doesn't save the environment. It shifts the deforestation crisis to the larger tracts of land required by less productive crops. This environmental tension has moved into the realm of international politics. Responding to consumer pressure, the European Union recently enacted strict trade regulations aimed at blocking any agricultural commodities linked to deforestation. These rules created immediate logistical friction, threatening to halt the flow of agricultural goods across major global shipping lanes. The regulations hit two countries harder than anyone else, Indonesia and Malaysia. Together, these two nations control 85% of the world's palm oil exports. Maintaining that supply requires an immense labor force. The industry supports millions of local jobs, from the harvesters in the fields to the workers at the processing mills. For these developing nations, palm oil is a primary economic engine, bringing in billions of dollars in export capital that funds infrastructure, schools, and healthcare. Officials in Jakarta and Kuala Lumpur argue that these environmental standards are a thin disguise for economic protectionism, a way for Europe to favor its native rapeseed and sunflower oil industries. Indonesia and Malaysia view these restrictions as a direct assault on their national development, arguing that Western nations are using environmentalism to undermine the economic growth of the global South. This is the palm oil war, a geopolitical stalemate where Western environmental goals are clashing with the economic survival and industrialization of millions of people. To resolve this, we have to move past the binary choice of banning or keeping the crop. The real battle is between destructive industrial clearing and a more responsible way of farming. A potential solution lies in the plant's history. Oil palm is not actually native to Southeast Asia. Its original homeland is West Africa. Nations like Ghana, Nigeria, and Côte d'Ivoire possess the ideal natural climate for the crop. Because it is native to this region, it can be grown as part of the existing ecosystem, rather than requiring the total transformation of the landscape. The African model relies heavily on smallholder family farmers. These producers manage modest plots that are integrated into local communities, rather than being owned by massive multinational corporations. This community-level production is a stark contrast to the industrial clear-cutting seen elsewhere. It prioritizes local ownership and maintains the forest canopy. The challenge is closing the yield gap. Many African smallholders currently produce only a fraction of what their land is capable of. By introducing better seeds, digital mapping, and strict certification to these existing farms, we can increase global supply without clearing a single hectare of new forest. The solution isn't to look for palm oil-free labels that drive deforestation elsewhere. It is to demand certified sustainable products. By pairing the world's most efficient crop with strict accountability, we can protect global forests while ensuring economic prosperity for the nations that grow it. If you want to learn more about the agricultural supply chains feeding the world, hit the subscribe button.